One of the really difficult questions that entrepreneurs face is deciding how much time and energy to invest in process and infrastructure versus building product and learning. We use a technique from the Toyota production system called 5 whys. The idea is when we run into a problem, when we have a server crash or a product that doesn't work, we want to get to the root cause of what caused it to fail and then fix that root cause. Behind every seemingly technical problem is actually a human problem waiting to be found. Let me give you an example. At my last company, if a server crashed, we would ask a question like, why did the server crash? It would be because a new API was pushed to that server. But why was that? It's because we just launched a new feature that used that API in the wrong way. Well, why is that? It's because we had an engineer who was new and didn't know how to use that API properly. Well, why is that? It's because that engineer was never trained. Well, why is that? It's because their manager didn't believe in training. So what seemed like a technical problem of a server crashing is revealed to be a managerial problem with that engineer's manager. The technique of 5 whys is to make a proportional investment in each of the 5 levels of the hierarchy. So fix the server and improve that API and teach that engineer the proper way to use it and also have a conversation with the engineer's manager. Now, when I was the manager at the receiving end of this kind of conversation, I would usually say something like this. Well, sure, I believe in training. I think it's very important. And if you can find somebody who can do all the work I was planning to do for the next 8 weeks, I would be happy to invest in a state-of-the-art training program for my company, which in a startup is basically manager speak for, there is no way I'm going to do this training program, leave me alone. So how can we get out of that situation where it's all or nothing, 8 weeks invested in managerial training or leave the problem as is? 5 whys gives us a way out, which is let's make a small proportional investment each time the problem happens. Let's do the first hour of that 8-week training program. Then if we have additional problems that are caused by training failures, we'll do the second hour and the third hour and the fourth hour. In that way, 5 whys acts as an automatic speed regulator. When we're going too fast, when we're acting sloppy, when we're making mistakes, it forces us to automatically invest proportionally in prevention. As those prevention investments pay off, the team can naturally speed up again, and we can find our optimal pace of work. So that's how it works. Every time you have an unexpected surprise, a fire you have to fight, ask why at least 5 times. Find the human problem behind every seemingly technical fault, and make a proportional investment in each of the 5 layers. This is a really powerful technique for building an adaptive culture that automatically invests in process only when it's needed.